So in this video we'll be covering GPTs, what they actually are and how you can use them for different purposes, and we'll cover how you can create your own GPTs including examples. So let's get into it. So here we are inside of ChatGPT. Up in the left corner here you can see explore GPTs. So we'll start by clicking there and then we'll go to the GPT store. So here you can find a lot of different GPTs that you can use, which have been made by others, either companies or individuals, or a lot of these different AI tools. For example, Canva, probably one most of you already know. They have their own GPT right here. So first and foremost, what is actually GPTs? Well, GPTs, they are kind of like ChatGPT, but with the added benefit of having custom instructions, and you also have extra and specific knowledge, and they have a combination of specific skills. So overall, you can create your own GPTs and you can use already created GPTs for specific purposes. And you can even call them into chats and stack them upon each other within the chat you are writing. So from the Explore page, you can see many of the most popular ones for specific categories. So if you look here, we have writing, productivity, research and analysis, and so on. So basically what you can do to get started is play around with it. The best way to learn how these work and find the best ones is basically just testing them and see how they can help you with your specific tasks. So to get started, let's just find some random one here and see what it can do. So this logo creator, that seems fun. Click on that. And I want to point out first that when you find useful GPTs, instead of going back to the explore page every time and trying to find them, try clicking the dots up here and then you can keep in sidebar. Click that and then it will go over to the left sidebar here and it will stack down under the Explore GPTs here. So that way you can easily find back to the useful ones and you can pretty much make your own kind of productivity hub and having these ready to go GPTs whenever you need them. So let's start a chat with a logo creator here. Create a logo for an AI consultant working with IT. So I'm not 100% happy with this, so I'll ask it to remove the text from the images and make it look more like automation flows in the logo. Okay, there we have it. So I like the bottom left the best, but the main benefit here, instead of just using ChatGPT, you can use this GPT that is already instructed in creating different logos based on the information and knowledge that it has. So it's a better version for creating logos than just using a regular ChatGPT. Whimsical diagrams, explains and visualizes concepts with flowcharts, mind maps, and sequence diagrams. Okay, cool. So this is a way to explain different topics. So let's actually start a chat with this one. It again has a few examples here, but let's say explain how AI works in a diagram. Okay, so this was a pretty simple way to do it. Make a little more complex, detailed flowchart that explains how AI and the different subfields work. So it has started to create a new flowchart that are a little more detailed. We got a little more complex diagram here. Now, what we can actually do is we can view it or edit this diagram in Whimsical. So if you click the link down here, you will actually go over to whimsical.com. And here you actually have the full diagram. And you can actually move around and edit and interact with this flowchart. So let's say you're making a presentation or whatever, then you actually have the draft or pretty much the ready template ready to go, and you can do whatever you want to it basically. So just go there directly. But I'm not going too much into that right now. But that's the cool thing by different tools or softwares having their own GPT, that it is interactive with their actual software. So what we'll do now is try to create our own GPT, and it can be very simple actually. We'll just click create up here, and then there is a couple ways to do it. You can do it very easily by just giving it instructions and telling the GPT what it should be or what you're trying to create. But you can also be a little bit more specific and give some more details to what this GPT should be able to do. But the first thing you'll get to here is the create bar. So I'll help you build a new GPT. You can say something like make a creative who helps generate visuals for new products, or make a software engineer who helps format my code. So let's start here with a simple example. Create a biz mentor that specializes in sales and marketing for an e-commerce store. Now let's decide on a name for your business mentor GPT. How does e-commerce growth mentor sound to you? You can just write it in the chat and tell him what he should be called. But let's just go with that name. I like that one. Next, it asks me what should be emphasized or avoided when providing advice or recommendations. So let's say we are a pretty new e-commerce store. Let's say we are doing dropshipping and we try to keep our budget down. So we can say emphasize low budget strategies and avoid recommend strategies that includes high spendings. Now it asks about the tone, so the mentor should be casual. It's now casual and focused on low budget strategies. Would you like to add anything else? No, that's it for now. So the GPT is actually already ready, and you can keep fine tuning and you can customize it later as well if you want to make some changes or give it some other instructions. But he's pretty much ready to go. He has a few options here to get the conversation going, but let's say I want to sell fashion clothes as drop shipping. Give me a step-by-step plan to get started. So starting a dropshipping fashion business is a great way to get started. Step 1, choose a niche. Step 2, find reliable suppliers. And it actually gives a few niche examples as well: sustainable or streetwear, plus size clothing, and so on, and some tips and platforms for getting started with dropshipping or finding reliable suppliers. AliExpress, like we most of us know, CJ dropshipping, create your own store, and here it recommends Shopify or WooCommerce. Step 4, set competitive pricing. Okay, so it pretty much gives you a step-by-step guide on how to get started with dropshipping in the fashion niche. So now, obviously, you can keep asking questions to get better answers, more detailed answers, and go into each of these steps one by one. But for this video, we'll keep it at that. That was the simple way to create your first GPT. Basically, just chat your way through creating it. So next up, we'll create some more advanced ones. So the next way to actually create a GPT that is a little more customized, got more specific knowledge to go off of, we'll click configure up here, and then we'll name the GPT. And what we'll be doing here is create a Alex Hormozi business mentor based on Alex Hormozi's books. So let's name it Alex Hormozi business mentor. Then we'll add a short description of what this GPT actually is. In the description, we will add a marketing and sales strategy expert. So in the instructions, you can put what does this GPT do, how does it behave, and what should it avoid doing. So GPT is very knowledgeable in creating sales and marketing processes step by step to increase sales and profits. It talks in a human conversational way and gives practical and easy to understand step-by-step guidance on how to optimize lead generation and sales. For this example, obviously you can be as specific as you want to be, but the main thing here is adding the knowledge as well. So let's say build a sales strategy for an AI consultant. And we'll also add how can I increase the profits for my gym or personal training business. So here's the interesting part. Knowledge. If you upload files under knowledge, conversations with your GPT may include file contents. Files can be downloaded when code interpreter is enabled. So we'll enable the code interpreter and data analysis. And here we'll click upload files. So let's just grab one called books, and I have Alex Ramosi books. And I actually have the full PDF on 100 million journal, 100 million offers, and 100 million leads. So we'll upload all of this. So it will be trained specifically on his books. Right, so the documents are now ready and uploaded. Obviously, you could upload a photo if you have one, or you can just use DALL-E. So we'll actually auto-generate an image using DALL-E here. We have a logo. So it's not the coolest logo, but obviously you can edit and make new logos or add your own as you want. I won't be spending more time on that right now, but that's it. We can now test the Alex Ramosi Business Mentor down in the chat here. So before we continue, we just make sure in the instructions here, let's add also, make sure to only give recommendation based on the information from the PDFs in the knowledge base provided. So this way we will make sure it actually uses the information in the PDFs. So let's actually test the GPT here. 5 recommendations of great lead magnets to create for an AI consultant. A strategy consultant checklist, AI readiness assessment tool, case study guide, free AI consultant session, and the last one, AI implementation roadmap webinar. And when it's ready, you just click the create button up here again. Then you have a few options. You could publish it to the GPT store. You can choose this one, anyone with a link, or only for me, so you could keep it private if you want. And when you're ready, you just click save. Now go find the most relevant ones for you and make sure to save them in the sidebar so you can always access them whenever you need. We went through different ways to make GPTs, either the little more simple way by just chatting and telling it what GPT to make, or the little more customized way where you actually upload a knowledge base and so on. So go experiment with this. That's the best way to learn more. Make sure to check the resources in the description, and I'll catch you in the next one.